Well, it sounds like we're going to have to wait for the vote on the Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid's debt ceiling plan. But what if that plan also fails? Is there another idea? We asked Idaho's Republican Senator Mike Crapo about his bipartisan Gang of Six. Senator, nice to see you, sir.
Good to be with you again.
I take it that you're still in favor of the Gang of Six report.
That's true. And in fact, whatever happens in this debt ceiling battle, and we must resolve it, it is a big issue, we'll still have a debt crisis. And that's really what the Gang of Six plan is focused on, changing the paradigm in America for our fiscal policy.
All right. The Gang of Six is long-term to solve the problem. Is the Boehner bill and the Reid bill just something to sort of handle things in the short run and get us through to the next time we're going to deal with the problem and not really a solution?
Well, they are big parts of the solution, and in fact, I'm really impressed that we are now getting to the point where we're talking in the terms of $3 trillion and a vote on the balanced budget amendment. So this is nothing small. But we have a $14.5 trillion national debt, and if we do nothing, it'll be $28 trillion in 10 years. So we have a much bigger issue. We need the cap cut and balance bill or the Boehner bill or something like that, and we need the Gang of Six bill, and frankly, we probably need another one in short order after that. All
right, but you say that you're happy we're talking about it. Talking about it is great, except that when acting on things is a lot different, and that bill that you seem to like coming over from the Boehner bill that's coming over here is going to be dead in the water over here.
Well, unfortunately, it looks that way. Senator Reid has said that he will bring it up immediately and that they have the votes to kill it immediately. Unfortunately, his bill does not have the kind of substance to it in real terms to be a big part of the solution, so his will probably die in the Senate as well. But even though the votes on those two will probably take them down, the substance and the content of them can easily be pieces of a deal coming together. And I'm still very hopeful that we will be able to put that together in terms of getting a big deal that will help us take major steps.
But when do we get that big deal that's going to correct everything in the government?
Well, I wish I could tell you that it was last night or tonight, and obviously it has to be within the next couple of days. But I do believe still that there is a chance, a good chance, because we simply can't get to a point where we go to a potential government shutdown or the threat of causing us to lose our AAA rating simply because we would not deal with our debt ceiling.
You raised AAA rating, and there are two areas that for the life of me I can't figure out. One is why, I'll give you a two-part question. The AAA is that the people who do these ratings are largely responsible for the mess that we're in.
Right.
They're largely responsible, yet they are now the ones that we are sort of bowing to. We don't want them to hurt us and to downgrade us. I mean, it's a very bad situation that these are the ones that have such an impact. They've got their foot on our throats. That's the first thing. What are we going to do about them? The second thing is that Tom Coburn, the Gang of Six, and the Gang of Six commissioned a GAO report, about 1,200 pages, sitting on my desk, which talks about billions and billions and billions of government waste, inappropriate payments, duplicate services, and you hear nothing about that this week. Nothing.
Well, first of all, and the first question was why the rating agencies are being given such credit or attention when they were a big part of the problem we recently had. Really, it's because we don't really have to convince the rating agencies. We have to convince the bond markets, the global bond markets, that what we are doing is real. What the rating agencies are doing right now is simply repeating what their understanding is of how the markets are going to react and saying that they're going to mirror that in their ratings.
You don't think the bond market mirrors their ratings? It seems like they give it the rating and the bond market then responds.
Well,
it seems the other way around.
Sometimes you wonder which is the cart and which is the horse, but I really believe that we're getting to a point where regardless of what the ratings agencies do, if the bond markets don't respond positively to what we do, then we'll still see the rating agencies follow with a credit rating reduction.
All right, the Tom Coburn Gang of Six commissioned GAO report. Has there been any discussion here in the last week? Have you heard any about this, about the billions of dollars of government waste or inappropriate payments? I can go on and on. Any discussion about that?
Well, first of all, you're right. That report showed that just in terms of duplication, there's a couple of $100 billion a year that we are wasting here at the federal government.
It's an easy fix.
It's an easy fix.
It's written right there. It's a blueprint right there.
It is.
It's even easy to read.
That's right.
Unlike some other bills.
And I can tell you that although there hasn't been specific discussion of it those last couple of weeks, it's been a big part of what we discussed in the Gang of Six. And a lot of the targets or caps that are being considered in any bill that's being considered, the Boehner bill or the Reid bill or other bills, would have to take advantage of the kind of findings in that study to achieve their targets. So the things we're talking about here are more setting the caps and the controls on the overall spending levels getting those things enforced and putting meat on the bones, if you will, would come from looking at those kinds of reports and finding those savings.
You know, it is just so obvious in this. I mean, this report is so crystal clear.
It is.
Hundreds of billions of dollars, and you would think that, you know, for political reasons, everyone would be seizing on that and talking about that because it is so unbelievably wasteful, and yet I hear so little about it.
And you do hear very little about it, and you see a lot of pushback against it, frankly, and I'll tell you why. Because in our country today, special interest groups are so invested in their particular government programs that they don't care whether there's a study that shows that there is waste and fraud and abuse and that it could be provided more efficiently. They're worried about and afraid of adjusting things and changing their part of the pie, if you will.
Well, you know, I'd be worried if I were an elected official. I'd be worried that every American was downloading that GAO report and seeing about this fraud, because I think that there'd be a lot of very unhappy politicians.
There would be, and as a matter of fact, you would see phenomenal ways to change things without reducing government services, and that's the thing that's incredible. You know, we argue about what will have to be cut, and there needs to be trimming back of government services as well. But you could achieve phenomenal savings by just reducing the duplication and getting rid of the inefficiencies.
It's just extraordinary. Senator, thanks, sir.
Thank you very much.